isn't even the first time Madonna has been accused, or there has been calls for her to be investigated for child. The second child she adopted wasn't even an orphan.
Madonna herself did not meet the adoption requirements that you need to adopt a child out of Malawi.
Madonna has been making waves in recent headlines due to some concerning allegations, finding herself in quite a bit of trouble these days. And now, in the midst of all this turmoil, her son David Banda has reportedly stepped forward to bring to light certain questionable actions of his mother in Malawi.
Madonna herself did not meet the adoption requirements that you need to adopt a child out of Malawi.
Madonna is currently under investigation for some grave allegations. She's facing accusations of involvement in concerning her own children. These youngsters were adopted from Africa under circumstances that are raising serious concerns. Reportedly, Madonna leveraged her financial resources to persuade their families to part with the children. Disturbingly, these families assert that she pledged to reunite them with their children, but failed to uphold that promise.
I have no idea why it has taken this long for Madonna and all of her charities to be investigated for this.
People have a long list of questions, including, why did she never return those children? This report is undeniably sensational. The renowned American pop icon, Madonna, often dubbed the Queen of Innovation, is now facing allegations of exploiting both Malawian authorities and the country's most vulnerable children through her orphanage, Raising Malawi. Notably, the Ethiopian World Federation, in the start of the year, petitioned Malawian President Lazarus Chakwera to investigate homosexuality and transgender allegations over the adoption of the Malawian children for possible and social experiments. Media reports suggest that the Ethiopian World Federation is urging President Lazarus Chakwera to take precautionary measures by limiting Madonna and her associates' access to Africa and African children. The investigation said, restrict her and her associates' accessibility to Africa and to African children as a precautionary measure until a thorough investigation is done into exploitation, adoption reversal, threat of coercion, fraud, deception, and abuse of power or vulnerability. This request comes as a response to concerns about alleged gender exploitation and leveled against the star in some conspiracy theory circles. The call is for these actions to be thoroughly investigated before any further access is granted.
Madonna of and exploiting African children using her charity.
While it's essential to uphold the principle of innocence until proven guilty, certain aspects of Madonna's past raise concerns about her suitability to be in the proximity of children, let alone having the opportunity to influence them. The petition alludes to Madonna's 1992 book, which contained explicit adult content, including softcore porn and simulations of S-acts, including sadomasochism.
We got a lot of stuff on this woman, and she need to be exposed like everybody else. So don't go to nowhere. We'll be right back.
The petition further says the psychology behind her ability to release religious imagery and vulgar has prompted her to open an orphanage in Malawi named Raising Malawi in 2006 to host social experiments on vulnerable African children in Malawi. The petition highlights that Madonna's book S, published in 1992, featured explicit photographs involving gay stars engaging in explicit acts with her, which, it claims, should have been disclosed during her 2006 adoption case in Lilongwe, Malawi. It is noted that Madonna had to sign an agreement that prohibited the inclusion of images involving child bestiality, or religious imagery in the book.
This isn't even the first time Madonna has been accused, or there has been calls for her to be investigated for child.
However, it's worth mentioning that shortly after signing this agreement, Madonna established Maverick, a company in partnership with Time Warner. This gave her complete artistic control over all Maverick's releases, including the book, rendering the prior agreement with Time Warner regarding the book's explicit content null and void.
Unlike European cultures, it's, is made into a dirty thing, a taboo subject, and so of course people are even more interested in knowing about it and reading about it.
Allegations have emerged suggesting that Madonna is being accused of exploiting her own son, David Banda, for and subjecting him to social experiments. Online sources now showcase numerous photos of David Banda, at times dressed as a woman, adorned with makeup and jewelry, and posing alongside a woman in a manner that could be misconstrued as intimate. Justice Fiona and Whale, who presided over the adoption application, is quoted in the group statement as saying, "In determining her motives, I question the petitioner at length about the impact of her decision, which could be construed as robbing Malawi of its most precious resource, its children." The Ethiopian World Federation regards Malawi's children as the nation's most invaluable asset and believes that they have been wrongfully taken away from the country. Madonna's charity organization, Raising Malawi, was cited as a reason for these allegations, as it was accused of pressuring state officials and making extravagant demands back in 2013. Following another legal appeal, the Supreme Court ultimately granted Madonna the right to adopt her second child from Malawi, Mercy James. In 2017, Malawi granted the singer permission to adopt once more, allowing her to become the mother of twin baby girls, Esther and Stella. This decision followed a meticulous review that considered various aspects, including the psychological, physical, and mental well-being of African children. Notably, on January 11, 2018, the U.S. Embassy in Addis Ababa confirmed that the Ethiopian parliament had passed new legislation, effectively prohibiting adoptions by foreigners.
Basically, we look at the family bonding, whether the child fits into the family and whether the child is being provided for adequately in terms of his survival protection.
In 2019, a concerning statistic emerged indicating that approximately 70% of victims identified in the United States were either victims or individuals subjected to both forced labor and The petition also accused the government of Malawi of failing to do a complete social background check on the adoptive parent, and they have reason to believe that Madonna is using these children as a social experiment in response to the heavy LGBTQ community push for sodomy in America. In 2013, Malawi made accusations against Madonna, asserting that she had overstated her contributions to the impoverished country and made excessive demands for special treatment during a tour there. Additionally, Madonna has utilized social media to criticize the culture and policies in place in Malawi, particularly those aimed at safeguarding children on a global scale. It's noteworthy that in the past, Madonna also made comments implying that her adopted son from Malawi looked better than her in her outfits.
He is, right? He's got something. He's got it.
Something?
He's athletic. He's a good-looking dude.
He can put on any outfit and look swag as, you know what.
Yeah.
In 2006, Madonna generated significant controversy by arriving in the East African country on a private jet, bypassing regular procedures, and leveraging her fame, wealth, and privilege to gain access to Malawian orphanages with the intention of adopting Malawian children. In response, the Human Rights Consultative Committee submitted a motion to ensure that Madonna's adoption process adhered strictly to the legal requirements and procedures in place.
This is a court order, and a court order cannot be tampered with. I am standing in for the child as a guardian ad litem, and as such, we cannot repress.
Despite the challenges and criticism she faced, Madonna, often seen as the American Queen of Innovation, appeared to believe that she was exempt from Malawi's regulations and found a way to bypass them. It's crucial to note that Malawi's Adoption of Children Act is designed to apply equally to all individuals, regardless of their social status or financial resources, who are considering the adoption of a child.
Madonna herself did not meet the adoption requirements that you need to adopt a child out of Malawi.
Her fans and supporters were also disappointed in her for doing such obscene actions. One of them wrote, "After hearing this and the childish scandal, I am never going to listen or support Madonna ever again. Hollywood today is like watching demons from a horror movie. Sickening." Another one added, "My question is, what is Madonna's obsession with African children? Another question is, with all the young black orphans here in America, why does she not adopt any of them?" And one other netizen penned his emotions as, "They need to stop throwing around the term like it's nothing. That's a lot of big words for letting your son wear women's clothing because he wanted to." Moreover, a supporter of children's rights emphasizes the importance of procedures in place to reduce instances of child T and prevent the unnecessary separation of children from their parents. These rules are put in place to safeguard children's well-being.
In other ways, in the local legal jargon. I'm the witness to the whole process.
Interestingly, Madonna, despite being under investigation for matters related to child adoption, has positioned herself as a champion of Black equality. She showed her support for the Black Lives Matter movement by attending a protest in 2020, even while on crutches. It's worth noting that the Black Lives Matter movement addresses a range of issues, including the rejection of Israel as an imperialist project, challenging Western prescribed nuclear family structures, addressing colonialism, and addressing concerns related to white privilege. Madonna's involvement in the movement underscores the multifaceted nature of the issues being addressed within it. Despite her philanthropic efforts, Madonna's reputation appears to be facing potential jeopardy due to recent and unsettling speculations. Drawing parallels to historical periods like the Dark Ages, characterized by plagues, fanaticism, and unfounded accusations of Jews consuming children's blood in secret, we find ourselves in 2020 grappling with a modern-day conspiracy theory. This theory claims that global elites engage in the torture of children to extract a chemical called adrenochrome from their blood, which they supposedly use to maintain health and youthfulness, and fans are wondering why Madonna does not look 65 years old.
I've been to every spa, I've experienced every rare formula, I've had every treatment available in every country you could possibly imagine.
While Madonna has consistently stated that she has undergone numerous treatments to maintain her youthful appearance, there are speculations and theories that suggest otherwise. Some individuals believe that she has managed to stay young due to a theory linking the use of children's blood to anti-aging. According to this theory, her frequent visits to Africa and adoption of children could be connected to these unfounded beliefs. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.